This video, the tidbits that I want to share with you, are not for the owners of the mom and pop dental practices out there. They're for the associates of not only the mom and pop dental practices, but the associates who work for the DSOs, the dental service organizations. You guys are put in a very, very difficult position. So here's typically what ends up happening with an associate doctor right out of dental school. You go work for a doctor, or you go work for a DSO, and the way that you were taught in dental school how to do a procedure is the way that you think it should be done because that's what you were taught. Well, it turns out that there's a lot of different ways to go about doing this stuff. So for example, let's start with some of the restorative procedures. You're going to go ahead and prep a tooth for a composite. The bonding material that you use to hold the composite in place may be different than the office that you're working with. And you're going to go to that office and you're going to say, well, I've used this bonding solution and you're using this bonding solution and I want you to buy the solution that I like. And you're going to demand this of the doctor because you want to do the best possible job for the patient. And then you're going to go to the doctor and say, listen, I've used a different kind of composite material my entire time in dental school and you're using this type of composite material and I want to change that. And in fact, when I go ahead and I carve back my composite after it's set up and I polish it, I'm used to using these polishing wheels and these polishing this and this polishing paste, and you use something different and I want what I want. And if you don't give it to me, then you're preventing me from doing the best possible job. So here's kind of an expression that I love to use. It's not the arrows, it's the Indians. So if you know how to do a procedure, regardless of the product that you're using or the instruments or the techniques you're doing, you're going to be able to do a great job for the patients. So it turns out that most of this bonding material has incredible bond strength. I don't care who's manufacturing it. All the composites have great, handling characteristics. They got great compressive strength, and they're not going to slump the way they used to long time ago. And best of all, you're able to polish them and do an amazing job. Now, whether you like using a fluted burr, or you like using a diamond, or you like using a disc, it doesn't make any difference to me. What you need to be able to do is adapt to the circumstance that you've been put into. Don't get so focused on the way that you've always done things in dental school. Expand your knowledge and start talking to the senior dentist or the chief dental officer of the DSO that you work for to start to find out how you do these procedures with different techniques and different instruments. It's going to help you a lot. Let's go to the next step. How do you like to do crown preps? You may love a particular diamond shape. You may love a particular diamond manufacturer. Guess what? These diamonds in the right hand will work all the same, whether the diamond it's a disposable diamond or it's a diamond that can be reused after sterilization. And the other thing, and this is from my own personal experience, I used to use Midwest handpieces in dental school. When I got into private practice, the dentist that I worked for didn't use Midwest handpieces. And as I morphed along in my career, I eventually went to electric handpieces, which I love. So what does it really mean? It means that there's a lot of different ways to do things, and part of what you need to do is to work within the formulary, which is an expression that dental service organizations use. The formulary is like a list of supplies that you're able to order. Polyvinyl siloxane impression material is all the same. The composite material that is sold by these companies is all the same. They may tweak it a little bit, but for the most part, there's only a couple of companies in the entire world that make the raw materials for the dental supply companies to sell to the end users. So don't be so myopic. Don't have your head in a hole. Please think about where you are in the pecking order of these DSOs or as an associate. Now the other thing is how you work with an auxiliary. So each auxiliary has their own way about them, whether it's a guy or girl dental assistant. What they truly want is they want leadership, but more importantly, they want each procedure to be done exactly the same way. Because by their very nature, they're pleasers. They want to have everything set up for you to try and make that dental procedure, whether it's a crown prep, whether it's a restoration, whatever it is, they want it to be the same. If you find a little bit of frustration, don't take it out on the dental assistant. Debrief at the end of the day. Have a checklist, have a list of the stuff that you want on the tray before you start that procedure. And if the dental assistant doesn't follow the list, then go through it again. They truly want to have all the things that you use and that you like to use on the tray to try and make the dental procedure as easy as possible. Because guess what's going to happen? When you get frustrated with the dental assistant's going to get frustrated back at you, And that tension is very palpable to the patient. And that's a bad, bad place to be. So when you become an associate for either a DSO, dental service organization, or you become an associate for a mom and pop dental office, and you are the junior dentist within this group, don't be demanding. Try to work within the system, work within their formulary, make suggestions. And if you do make a suggestion about maybe they should change what they're buying, give a scientific reason why what you're recommending is better than what is already there. Because the DSO, all the ones that I know, and I help a lot of them, and all the mom and pop dental offices, they want to do the best possible thing for their patients. So they may have checked a long time ago what the impression material was, but if there's a better hydrophilic impression material and they don't know about it, bring it to their attention and explain why that they should be using this polyvinyl siloxane impression material that may have something added to it to make it a little bit more hydrophilic as opposed to the impression material they have now, which is hydrophobic. So those are the kind of conversations that you'll be able to impact that DSO and impact the mom and pop dental office that you're working for. Science leads the way. The other thing that's going to be something of discussion is cost. So if all things are equal and it all costs the same, most DSOs and mom and pop dental offices don't mind adding another impression material, another composite, another bonding agent to the formulary. The problem is if they have 100 doctors and each doctor has their own idea about how to do things, you can't have 100 things on the formulary. And why is that? The way DSOs work is they want to have buying power with the dental supply companies. So if they can go to the dental supply companies and say, we're going to buy 10 composite kits, and I want a discount on those, or I'm going to buy 10 composite kits, and I'm buying one of each of these 10 manufacturers, as you can imagine, you have much more buying power with the 10 kits from one manufacturer as opposed to individual composite kits from 10 different manufacturers. So DSOs are trying to save money, but they're never, ever, ever, in all my experiences, ever trying to shortcut what you're doing for your patient. So work with them. Work with the science around the dental products. Work with the way that they manage everything. Help them. And what you're going to find out is they're going to truly appreciate it. So enjoy dentistry. You're just starting in your career, but really as an associate dentist, it's a good place to be. And help the people that have given you an opportunity to work.